Всем привет, вы снова на канале игры, мы продолжаем проходить игру гардероб. Короче, что нам надо сделать? Смешиваем абсент с плутонием. И идем снова на кладбище. Идем снова на кладбище, и нам надо, по идее, каким-то макаром забрать там петарды у этих ребят. Ну, как вариант, их только напугать. Можно попробовать использовать вот эту накидку. Но это бред.
Your firecrackers or your life?
Do you think you can scare someone dressed like that? Not even a fly. Now that I notice, I've never seen a more ridiculous Halloween costume. Really awful.
I'm afraid I will just have to come up with something else. Nowadays, our generation is too desensitized by TV and video games. Thanks a lot, HBO.
Да. Пойдем у бабули совета спросим. Может, она их напугает.
Grandma, two kids are out here making fun of me.
Is someone being mean to my little Ronnie? Brats. Don't worry, honey. Now Grandma will take care of them.
Натуре.
You should have seen their faces.
Так, все, петарды у нас есть, супер. Только нахрена они нам нужны? Это уже другой вопрос. Так, что нам остается сделать? Что нам остается сделать? Надо с этим толстячком как-то разобраться.
What are you doing locked in here?
I'm enjoying some well-earned rest. I work as a security guard at the city museum, so situations like this don't come around that often. Luckily, Ralph, my cousin, hates Halloween and offered to cover for me.
A security guard for the museum is really necessary on Halloween night?
That's what I told the union. But do you think they listened? Anyway, take this. To repay the favor of the bubble bath. It's a bit wet.
I don't even want to know where you kept it.
The museum is closed to the public, but you can enter with this pass if you find yourself in that area. If you go, let me know if that midget has everything under control.
Прикольно. А почему, блин, я сразу не спросил у него? Блин, вот понятно теперь, куда надо идти. Новая локация открывается. Что тем временем? Да, эти решили теперь пещеру не на исторических людей сделать, а инопланетян. Аферисты. Ну понятно, тут пародия на Ночь в музее, по всей видимости, идет.
Only thing missing was the poser dinosaurs.
Там ходячий замок и
Accept defeat, Rex. You can never compete in a race with the velociraptors.
Этот лицехват. Что тут еще у нас тут интересно?
Winter is coming. Isn't it a bit dishonorable for a knight to keep a shawl on its shoulders?
Do you have any idea how cold it is in this tin box? I'm almost 1,000 years old now. I must think about how to protect my bones too.
Isn't it time that you retire after all these years?
I'd like that. Believe me, I'd like that very much. But unfortunately, the Duke has never paid for my honored services.
I never knew David Bowie recruited knights.
I'm not talking about the thin white Duke, but about the black Duke.
Ah, I see. Not a bad neck warmer at all. Expect something like this inside my next gift bag.
Да не себе, оставь.
Why would I need a face hugger when I've already got you, perpetually breathing down my neck? I doubt you'd be able to cling to a big head like mine. It's a trap! Sorry guys, but I can't fill my sweater with thorns. Monkeys are always so adorably irreverent. Don't even think about starting some strange snowball battle, I warn you. Smooched by hundreds of ugly spinsters because of a ridiculous fairy tale. Man, I don't envy that guy at all. Hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. No, right?
Though the plant kingdom can seem harmless, there's an incredible variety of ways it could lead to your demise. In the Renaissance era, belladonna was used by ladies as eye drops to give a certain shine to their eyes. But its berries are potentially lethal. The oleander, one of the most common flowering plant species in the Mediterranean area, is poisonous enough to be avoided instinctively by the whole plant kingdom. Beware the classic health axiom of an apple a day. The seeds, if ingested in large quantities, can actually cause death. In short, if you're vegetarian or vegan, your days are numbered. Eat meat. Though, come to think of it, meat causes cancer. You all die. The reasons leading to the outbreak of the Second World War are various and complex. The conflict lasted for 6 years, from 1939 to 1945. The parties involved and battlegrounds fought were numerous too. After all, they called it a world war for a good reason. Therefore, what we propose today is a brief, intense, and pragmatic summary of the entire conflict.
Funny.
I got a D in history in junior high, so go easy on me.
When I was young, I always dreamed of having one of these all of my own. And I still dream it now that there's one in front of me. Unfortunately, the only thing I could realistically take here is that bouquet. And I will not do it. I'm afraid it's just a showpiece. They'll have only left the external bodywork and very little else on the inside. I'm not 3 anymore. Surely the rodeo act that's both most amazing and inappropriate of all time. If I were you, I wouldn't make fun of that missile. That big Nazi of a doctor is still giving thanks. One of the first ticking bomb models. I suppose the percentage of severed limbs caused by the early explosion of hand grenades has drastically declined since their invention.
Don't you dare touch anything!
You just have to read the hotspot name. It's diffused. If only you could suggest which wire has to be cut. A lot of trouble could be avoided, you know?
In contrast to popular belief, the Vikings weren't just wild and savage people. Besides being great explorers and naval engineers, Vikings were gifted in jewelry and in the art of commerce. Furthermore, the women were more liberated and independent compared to their European counterparts. Vikings really cared about their personal care. They had a sauna once a week. They removed unwanted hair and used iron sticks to clean their ears. There were no ranks or grades. The commander was the captain of the ship. Warriors could either be common citizens or professionals. Among these combatants were the berserkers, warriors sworn to the supreme god of war, Odin. Legend told that they were invulnerable. It is believed they consumed a specific drug made by alcohol, jalapeno, and the green secretion of the evil egg, one of the most lethal mushrooms in the wild. Different from other populations, the Egyptians were perhaps the best known among historic civilizations. To avoid being redundant, we'll examine some of their false myths to offer some clarity. Tutankhamun, one of the most famous Egyptian pharaohs, actually reigned only 10 years and died at the age of 18. What made him famous is the myth of the curse linked to desecrating his grave. Lord Carnarvon, financier of his expedition, died 1 year before the discovery of King Tut's grave. While actually, the average lifespan of Carter and all the other archaeologists was around 70 years. Also fake is the myth about the construction of pyramids. They were not built by slaves, but by paid workers. Since there was no currency, workers were paid with barter, especially bread and beer. Fantastic people, aren't they?
The hammer of Thor, the god of thunder and lightning, as well as the public face of a hair product line. Maybe I might have the courage, but I for sure don't have the pure soul needed to lift it. Does it look like I wear a Stars and Stripes costume? You can rest easy, Mjolnir. No imitation will ever be a match for you. So much for Stark and company. Druidic potions. Basically the equivalent of modern homeopathy. It's a case of a completely useless... It's a real shame this is just a reproduction. Hello, McFly? Anybody home? You do it. I don't want to be a know-it-all, but I remember these were used by the Native Americans, not by Egyptians. Perhaps it's the very last thing I need. Unfortunately, since I'm dead, I've completely lost clean slate. It certainly cannot be said she doesn't know how to sit on that throne. You look like you're waiting for someone.
I'm waiting for one of my countless suitors to get the nerve to come forward.
What would keep them from doing it?
Exactly what I've been asking myself. I'm afraid everybody is too scared of my beauty.
The burden of being so beautiful, yes. What should this mythical Prince Charming be like?
For centuries now, I've been waiting. We queens too have certain needs to satisfy. I just want to find a good mummy to spend the rest of infinity with.
That shouldn't be so difficult after all.
Don't rub it in.
Ну, хорошую
What
мумию
happened
мы
to the
знаем.
pharaoh?
The servants found him dead, poisoned by the bite of a snake. I remember I was so angry with him. Not that the two things were connected, obviously.
Of course, of course. I have a dilemma.
Don't you think you're too young?
What?
You can't be more than 15. Well, it's true that my beauty transcends age after all.
Actually, I didn't want to hit on you.
Do you think I'm not attractive enough?
No, absolutely, you are. I didn't mean to.
You better.
I'll leave you to your undertakings, my queen.
Так, пойдем к охраннику сходим. Тому мальцу, которого решил подменить.
What do you want?
Он его кузен или брат?
Do you like being a night watchman?
I'm filling in for my cousin, just for tonight.
Yes, he told me.
So you probably know I accepted because I hate Halloween. It gets on my nerves.
What kind of childhood trauma did you suffer to have such an aversion?
Once a guy slammed a gigantic pumpkin right on my head. It took 4 days before doctors could get me out of it.
Maybe that chair is a bit too high for you.
And to think it was the smallest one I could lay my hands on.
I suppose you needed a ladder to sit on it.
At least I can easily get to the console this way.
What about that heart rate monitor?
I'm a heart patient. I need it to check my pulse.
Maybe if you didn't drink so much coffee...
That's easy for you to say. Night shifts here are deadly boring.
Small, chubby, and a heart patient. Is there anything else?
Your sarcasm leaves me completely indifferent. You have the reigning national champion of the insult contest in front of you, in case you didn't know.
Nobody and nothing can beat my sharp tongue.
Show me then.
Ни хрена себе вариантов ответов сколько. Блин. Ну, сейчас что-нибудь замутим, попробуем.
From the look of things, the pumpkin shape on your skull is still visible.
Ugh! The pain it causes me to talk of that fruit makes me miserable.
Perhaps your heart has been...
Ah! Just my luck he'd hit a target that narrow.
Quick! Emergency!
The mummies must have woken up to
Do your...
attacking
You'll end up...
anything.
You will...
Ugh! That's more...
Behind you!
Ugh! right in the...
In my excitement...
Ugh, my ass...
I've never...
Still better...
All that
It gives me...
You have...
You'd better be...
Don't you get...
A little... I thought you were better than this.
Do you like being...
I'm feeling...
Yes.
So, you...
What kind of...
Once, it took...
This time...
Be my...
Do your...
Attack...
You'll end up with bad posture if you stay so long in this place.
Anything... I thought you were...
This time...
Be my...
You will...
That's more...
Behind you!
Right in the...
From the look of...
The painted...
In my
У него, по-моему, не... Я даже не знаю, как это назвать. Больше какой-то анафилактический шок, похоже. Испугался, бедный. Ладно, пойдем. Стырим бомбу там или что-нибудь. Там что-то взять можно было.
I may have put the guard out of the game, but I remind you that...
Ну, значит, надо как-то либо вырубить камеры, блин, либо еще что-то сделать. Надо, короче, обратно по ходу дела. Сейчас придется перед.
Everything's fine in the botany room. The soldiers are still operational and in action. The Drakkar sailing is proceeding smooth. Nothing to report from ancient Egypt. No sign of any visitors. The T-Rex keeps going with his train. I wouldn't know how... It won't work.
Как там профессиональные грабители обычно делают? Надо сфоткать тупо изображение с камеры и прилепить на камеру. Точняк. И все. Вот и понятно, хоть куда полароид теперь можно было использовать. Все, пошли забирать бомбу. Непонятно, правда, зачем нам эта бомба в принципе нужна. Так. Куда бы нам теперь сходить-то? Попробуем сходить еще разок. Сюда.
Now the cauldron definitely has a more lived-in look.
Замечательно просто выглядит теперь котел.
Inside there are just apple seeds, but if you really want them...
Ну, зерна яблок нам как раз понадобится, чтобы растения замочить в комнате на втором этаже дома.
The apples are but a distant memory.
Так, а вот и наша растеница. На, лови, семки.
Hey, honey, look what I have for you.
Убийца
You've seen too-
растений. Сейф. Надо открыть.
So, you were a carnivorous plant guard. Why open it when you could simply eradicate it barehanded from its concrete block? Thanks a lot for enlightening me. I have no idea what the Open sesame. Hocus... Aloha more! No, eh?
Жалко.
Suddenly it doesn't inspire all that much fear in me anymore. It's the survival of the fittest, big girl. Jelly Rock by Aaron Wispley, a huge 1957 hit that sold more than 9 million. I don't see any record players around. Let's leave his symbol of glory alone.
Stuff?
Так.
I'm afraid the chili pepper isn't spicy enough.
Недостаточно острый.
I'm afraid the chili pepper isn't spicy.
Блин, может его вымочить в
love
чем-то
when you
надо
do
или
that
еще
thing
что?
to-
Пойдемте. Побегаем, поищем.
The capsaicin level inside is over 9,000! I'm noticing a suspicious resemblance. How are the preparations going?
Damned if we aren't on the brink of becoming filthy rich,
I'll leave you to you.
as you know.
Finally, some really... I'll come back. Sorry if I insist, but I really don't understand if you're a puppet or a...
Real or puppet? Is it just our appearance that makes...
Well, I'm a skeleton, exact...
Я уже особо вообще не представляю, что можно сделать. Пойдемте дойдем до толстячка. Может его как-то выгнать из ванны надо, чтобы там заплатку там на ванне какая-то была, еще что-то.
What are you doing locked in here?
I work at... Luckily,
A security guard for the museum is...
that's what I...
Так, окей. Где наш баллончик?
Definitely unlikely.
Нет?
It won't work. I don't think I'll make any progress.
И что делать? Залить сюда. Упс. Жесть. Это, наверное, очень неприятно.
I should drain the water first.
Слить воду, окей. Как слить воду? Вот она. Как унитаз. А, хрена себе заплаточка, блин, весь брезент забрал.
Oh no.
по-моему, единственная игра, и,
I've always dreamed of
конечно,
having a pool at home.
давненько особо так в какие-то еще другие квесты не играл, но это единственная игра, где ты просто набираешь какое-то нереальное количество предметов и не знаешь, что с ними делать. Вот что я могу сделать с брезентом? Лететь на нем? Или что? Вообще, бред какой-то. Обратно в музей идти. А, блин, а чё я думаю-то? Нам же надо Клеопатре любовное письмо. Может,
That
да?
lipstick kiss should let you know it's from a woman, so I don't really think she'd be interested.
Письмо от девушки. Письмо от девушки, письмо от девушки. Тут губная помада, понятно. Надо как-то губную помаду будет убрать. Пошли к мумии сходим. Мумия. Братан, письмо.
And this would be the
Давайте
best
мы
you can
сегодня
do.
на это закончим. Всем спасибо большое за просмотр. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал. Я как понимаю, у нас уже все близится к концу. До следующей серии. Счастливо.